There we go. Alright, that's all notepads. Alright. So, each day we go to our jobs, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, every single day. So do college athletes. College athletes go to school and then work their job, 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, year round. So my question to you guys is, how many people do you know that would work for free? Not very many, in my opinion. I have been a college sports fan for as long as I can remember, whether that's watching college basketball, football, baseball, or even softball, volleyball, swimming. I just love college sports. And I've also extensively studied the topic, should athletes be compensated? In a class survey that I took, I said, do you think that playing a college sport is comparable to a college job? Where 75% of respondents said yes. I also asked, how valuable are the athletes for their sports revenue? In which 100% said very valuable. So today, I will attempt to persuade you that college athletes should be paid due to the amount of money they generate for their schools, the rules and causes for why the argument that college athletes should not be paid is relevant, as well as a solution that will allow these athletes to be paid. First, I will discuss the problem in college sports in terms of why athletes are not being paid. Universities around the U.S. are making money off of their college athletes, and a lot of it. A sports attorney, Luke Feldman, stated in a Forbes article called, "The public supports paying college athletes." And he said, sorry, I gotta get my note card. Over the past 20 years, we have seen an explosion in the commercialization of college athletes. Just look at March Madness. Then he goes on to say, we pay schools tens of millions of dollars for broadcasting rights, and March Madness makes $1 billion a year. These players are playing their hearts out all year long, and they aren't being compensated a single penny. But overall, people have different views on this sort of subject. They think college athletes are there to go to school and they get scholarships for that schooling, but only 3% of college athletes receive a full scholarship. College athletes also have very low disposable income. It wasn't until nearly, 2019 that Congress passed a bill saying college athletes can earn $5,980. $5,980 is not enough money to get you through a year. I personally make $1,375 per month, which comes around to $16,500 in a year, and I still feel like I have no money. With these college athletes only making $5,980 in comparison to their coaches, Coach Calipari of the Kentucky men's basketball team makes $8.5 million. So I will show you a representation of Coach Calipari's earnings. This is $8.5 million, let's just say 3 liters of water. This is what the college athletes are being paid in comparison to Coach Calipari. That little bit of water is 2 milliliters of water compared to 3,000 milliliters of water. These coaches are doing a hard job coaching college athletes, but college athletes are doing the hard work and they're not being compensated for it. So now that we have seen how much is profited off athletes, let's talk about why this happens. Universities argue that athletes are students first, and paying them will reduce sportsmanship and deviate from the goal of playing sports in general. The Wall Street Journal released an article called "The Shifting Debate Over How College Athletes Should Be Paid." Lane Higgins, a sports journalist, wrote in the Wall Street Journal, "There is a broad fear that paying college athletes will draw them away to the richest schools and not the best school for them," which is true. But the college athletes that are being recruited to the money-making schools are the best players. No person out of high school who isn't that great is going to be recruited to Alabama to go play football, basketball, softball, anything. With that being said, I was able to draw a conclusion about college athletes should be paid based on their name, image, and likeness. Overall, college athletes go on TV each day, performing their sport to the best of their abilities, using their name. Everyone's posting on ESPN, Twitter, anything, and their name is being used, and they aren't making any money off of that. In 2021, the NCAA lifted the restrictions on how much college athletes can make. So they went from making a maximum of $5,980 to however much they can bring in. Higgins also said, athletes can be paid for lessons, monetizing a YouTube channel, and when they are featured in a video game, as some of the forms of compensation they can have with the restrictions being lifted. Athletes can also find sponsors and donors, whether that's your local library where I'm at, or Nissan, BMW, any type of car dealership or any really business in general can now sponsor these athletes and make donations to them in which they profit. In my article, or in the New York Times article, college athletes can be paid. Is it fair? Don and Engel said Bryce Young will make $3.2 million in his college career in 1 year. He's being paid from Nissan, BMW, Cash App, and many more other sponsors. So what can we do as, spectators of the sports to promote these athletes being paid? We can get educated on the topic. We can watch these games and buy their jerseys. I personally have 3 college jerseys in which have names on them that those athletes are profiting because I bought their jerseys. So overall, we have seen this argument persisting for over 20 years. And we have finally came to a decision as a country, as a committee through the NCAA, that these college athletes should be paid based on their name, image, and likeness. So back to my thesis statement. College athletes should be paid because they are generating the money for the schools. I also explained the rules and causes for why the argument that college athletes should not be paid is relevant, and a solution that will allow them to be compensated respectfully for what they do. So whether you believe that college athletes should be paid or not, that's up to you, but we should realize how much hard work they put in each day, and we should take that into consideration next time we think about why college athletes should be paid. Thank you. And here's my note cards. And then here's my crowd with the slow clap. The slow clap.